The Young and the Restless Recap Tuesday, full December 24th, 2024. A town on edge, tensions, accusations, and heartbreak. The once tight-knit community of Genoa City found itself unraveling under the weight of suspicion, heartbreak, and disillusionment. As the holidays approached, the festive spirit felt dim and distant, overshadowed by personal turmoil and unresolved conflicts. Sharon's quest for justice. Sharon Newman had always been a fighter, and now more than ever, she found herself battling for truth and her own innocence. The shocking murder of Heather, a rising star in Genoa City's legal community, had cast a long shadow over the town. Sharon had been caught in the crossfire of suspicion, with whispers and sideways glances following her wherever she went. Despite the doubts surrounding her, Sharon remained steadfast in her mission to uncover the real killer. She pored over clues, retraced Heather's last steps, and sought out anyone who might have answers. She wasn't doing it just to clear her name. Heather's death deserved justice. But Phyllis Summers wasn't buying it. "You're wasting your time, Sharon," Phyllis spat during a heated encounter at Crimson Lights. "You think you're going to find some scapegoat to pin this on and walk away smelling like roses? Not this time." Sharon's patience was wearing thin, but she kept her composure. "I'm not looking for a scapegoat, Phyllis. I'm trying to find the truth. Whether you believe me or not doesn't matter." Phyllis crossed her arms, her eyes narrowing with distrust. "You've fooled a lot of people in this town, Sharon, but not me. I see through you." Phyllis's relentless negativity wasn't entirely unwarranted. Her own life had been a series of betrayals and letdowns, leaving her with little room for trust. But Sharon couldn't let Phyllis's accusations deter her. If anything, they only fueled her determination to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Victoria's crisis of purpose. Across town, Victoria Newman struggled with a different kind of battle, one within herself. The once indomitable CEO of Newman Enterprises had been ousted from the company she had dedicated her life to. Stripped of her title and purpose, Victoria felt adrift. The holiday season, once her favorite time of year, felt hollow. She couldn't muster the energy to decorate, shop, or even pretend to care about the festivities. Instead, she retreated into solitude, hoping to find clarity in her isolation. Her family, concerned about her well-being, urged her to come home for Christmas, but Victoria refused. "I don't see the point," she told Nick during a brief phone call. "Christmas doesn't mean anything anymore. Not when everything I worked for is gone." Nick tried to encourage her. "You're more than Newman Enterprises, Victoria. You need to remember that." But Victoria wasn't ready to hear it. She hung up, staring out the window of her cabin retreat, wondering if she'd ever feel like herself again. Chance and Summer, the breaking point. Meanwhile, Chance Chancellor and Summer Newman found themselves at a crossroads. Their relationship, once filled with passion and excitement, had become strained by miscommunication and unmet expectations. For Chance, the cracks had become impossible to ignore. He wanted out. During a quiet dinner at Society, Chance broke the silence. "Summer, we need to talk," he began, his voice heavy with finality. Summer's heart sank. She knew what was coming but wasn't ready to face it. "Chance, please," she interrupted, her eyes pleading. "Whatever it is, I can fix it. Just tell me what you need." Chance sighed, running a hand through his hair. "It's not about fixing things, Summer. It's about recognizing when something isn't working anymore. We've been stuck in this cycle, and I don't think we can break out of it." Summer reached across the table, grabbing his hand. "I'll do better, Chance. I promise. Just don't give up on us." But Chance had made up his mind. "I can't keep waiting for things to get better, Summer. We both deserve to be happy, and I don't think we can find that together." Summer's eyes filled with tears, but she refused to let them fall. She had fought too hard to let Chance walk away now. "Please," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Give me one more chance." Chance hesitated, torn between his feelings for her and his desire to move on. "I'll think about it," he said finally, though his tone suggested otherwise. A town on the brink as the holidays approached, Genoa City seemed more fractured than ever. Sharon continued her relentless search for Heather's killer, knowing the odds were stacked against her. Phyllis, consumed by distrust, isolated herself further from those who might have supported her. Victoria retreated deeper into her own despair, questioning if she could ever reclaim her sense of purpose. And Chance and Summer's uncertain future hung in the balance, threatening to shatter what was left of their connection. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was still hope. The residents of Genoa City had weathered countless storms before, and perhaps, this one would lead to new beginnings. As Christmas lights flickered in the distance, the possibility of redemption, reconciliation, and renewal lingered on the horizon, if only they could reach for it. The game of power, Victor versus Jordan. Victor Newman was a man who thrived on control. For decades, he had built his empire, crushed his enemies, and safeguarded his family with a ruthless precision that few dared to challenge. But now, as Cole Howard walked into his office with a dire warning, Victor's carefully curated world faced another potential threat. Cole's visit, a dire warning. Cole, looking unusually tense, placed a thick file on Victor's desk. His expression was grave, and his voice was low, almost conspiratorial. "Victor, you need to see this. It's about Jordan." Victor leaned back in his chair, his piercing gaze fixed on Cole. "What about her? She's rotting in prison where she belongs." Cole shook his head. "Not exactly. She's smarter than we gave her credit for. Jordan may be behind bars, but she's far from powerless. She's refusing all visits, controlling who has access to her, and word is she's building something, a plan that could hurt you, your family, and your empire." Victor's eyes narrowed. "What kind of plan?" Cole hesitated before answering. "We don't know the specifics yet, but she's communicating through channels we can't track. She's got people working for her on the outside, loyalists who are willing to risk everything for her. You need to be ready for whatever she's planning." Victor's jaw tightened. "I've dealt with her kind before. If she thinks she can undermine me, she's gravely mistaken." Jordan's calculated isolation in her prison cell. Jordan sat alone, her mind a flurry of activity. She had isolated herself from the outside world, refusing all visitors, including those she once called allies. This wasn't an act of defeat, it was strategy. By limiting access to herself, Jordan created an aura of mystery and control. She knew Victor Newman well enough to anticipate his moves, and she was determined to stay one step ahead. Through secret communication channels and coded messages, she orchestrated her plans with meticulous detail. Her endgame was simple: to make Victor pay for what he had done to her and to reclaim the power she believed was rightfully hers. Victor's plan, ultimate control. Victor wasn't the type to wait for a threat to strike. If Jordan wanted to play games, he would ensure she played them on his terms. Turning to Cole, Victor's expression hardened into the look of a man ready for battle. "She's a dangerous woman," Victor said. "And if she won't stay contained in that prison, I'll make sure she's locked away somewhere she can't escape, where she answers to me and only me." Cole raised an eyebrow. "You mean, a private facility?" Victor nodded. "Exactly. I'll transfer her to a place where I control every detail of her existence. No communication, no freedom. She'll be a prisoner in every sense of the word. And if she resists, she'll learn what it means to cross Victor Newman." Victor's plan wasn't just about containment, it was about breaking Jordan's will. He envisioned a facility far removed from society, where Jordan would be stripped of her autonomy and subjected to his control. In Victor's mind, it was the only way to neutralize her as a threat. Cole's unease. While Cole understood the need to act, Victor's plan made him uneasy. He knew Victor's methods could be extreme, and the idea of imprisoning Jordan in a private facility felt dangerously close to crossing a moral line. "Victor," Cole said carefully, "are you sure this is the right approach? Jordan's dangerous, but taking this kind of step could backfire. What if it makes her even more determined to destroy you?" Victor's voice was calm but firm. "Jordan thrives on chaos and the illusion of control. I'll take that away from her." And once she realizes she has no power left, she'll break. Trust me, Cole. I've dealt with people like her before. Cole nodded, though the unease in his stomach remained. He respected Victor's resolve but couldn't shake the feeling that Jordan was playing a deeper game, one that even Victor might not fully understand. The looming conflict as Victor began putting his plan into motion, Jordan continued to scheme from her cell. Her refusal to meet with anyone wasn't a sign of weakness, it was a calculated move to maintain her leverage. Every step Victor took, she anticipated, using her isolation as both a shield and a weapon. Meanwhile, Cole found himself caught in the middle, torn between loyalty to Victor and his own moral compass. He couldn't shake the feeling that Jordan's plan, whatever it was already in motion. And that Victor's aggressive response might be exactly what she wanted. A battle of wits and willpower. The conflict between Victor and Jordan was shaping up to be a battle unlike any other, a clash of two brilliant minds, each determined to outmaneuver the other. Victor's strategy of absolute control was met with Jordan's cunning and adaptability, creating a high-stakes game where the smallest mistake could tip the balance. Would Victor's private prison truly break Jordan's will, or would it become the stage for her ultimate revenge? And could Cole's warnings prevent Victor from walking into a trap, or was it already too late? As the tension in Genoa City continued to rise, one thing was certain: the fight between Victor Newman and Jordan was far from over.